Okay, students, in the last example, or the last video, I should say, we looked at some basic vocabulary. What's a joint relative frequency? And what's a marginal relative frequency? What's a conditional relative frequency? And today what I want to do is focus on a more, in a sense, philosophical issue, but there's a technical piece to it, which is how are different variables associated if we have categorical variables like we have in this table. For instance, here we have burger joint preference by school. And we want to essentially figure out, is there some sort of association between going to a different school and what kind of burger joint you prefer? So to do that, I want to kind of go back to this idea of marginal relative frequency. Okay, that's the row or column total over the grand total. And I want to focus on our own school here just for a sec. We won't worry about Toby. We're going to worry about Pinkerton. Okay, so again, I'm going to show the row total here. That's all the students who go to Pinkerton over the grand total. 50 students surveyed. So we can express that as a percent. So actually, let's take a look. That's going to be 28 out of 50 students. Again, this is a marginal relative frequency. Go to Pinkerton. And you might want to think about how to express that as a percent. What I would do is I'd say, well, I'll notice that percent means out of 100, and so 28 out of 50 is going to be the same thing as, let's see, 56 out of 100. So 50%, 56% of the kids surveyed in this survey went to Pinkerton. And to find out whether there's an association between going to Pinkerton and, well, let's actually look at Five Guys, because this is a strong example. We want to look at the out of the people who preferred Five Guys, what percent went to Pinkerton, and compare that to the percent that went to Pinkerton out of the total population. Okay, so to do that, we need to look at a conditional relative frequency. And like I said, what this would be is the this is described as the I would describe this as the people who preferred Five Guys given that they went to Pinkerton, yeah, out of the subtotal, out of the total number of people who preferred Five Guys. Okay, so that's going to be 12 out of 15. We may have done that in the last table. I'm not in the last video. I think we did. 12 out of 15. Well, we know that 4 times 3 is 12. And 5 times 3 is 15, so that's 4/5, and that's 80%. So 56% of people go to Pinkerton. 80% of those who prefer Five Guys go to Pinkerton. As you can see, let's use a generic yellow highlighting color here. This percentage, this relative frequency, and this relative frequency are different. And so what we can do is just say, just because they're different, these are really different, but it could be just 57% versus 56% for our purposes. Okay, we can say that there is a positive association between going to Pinkerton and preferring 5 guys. Okay, that's really it. Again, the idea is we're looking for patterns of meaning in something as simple as a table. And today, just to review, all we did is we compared a marginal relative frequency, right here, 28 out of 50, over a conditional relative frequency, 12 out of 15, to show that there's an association between going to Pinkerton and preferring 5 guys. Have fun.